I am not one to be into dog movies about dogs and stuff like that. And dogs have been here and there in horror, had their place in horror movies. But when I found out about Good Boy, I said, I gotta go see it. This one's a little different. So I did, and I liked it. Good Boy is a supernatural horror film, and it's an indie horror film. It's an independent horror film made on a small budget, and it was well made. It was short, like an hour and 15 minutes or 13 minutes or something like that. And we so used to being haunted, when it's a ghost story or it's some kind of spirit taking over a house or whatever. We're used to it attacking people and getting, that we never see the perspective of the animal, of the pet in the house. We've seen their reactions, but we've not really seen what they kind of go through. And Good Boy homes in on that. It's about this dog who, is a small golden retriever who is a named Indy, right? And it is a happy dog and loves being with his master, but unfortunately, his master is sick. He seems to have something terminal going on with him, and he decides to spend his remaining days, I guess, in his grandfather's house, which was left over to him after his grandfather died years ago. His grandfather and his dog, which was also a golden retriever. Things seem to be good. I mean, the house is kind of run down. He needs an electric generator to keep the lights on. But in time, what happens is Indy starts experiencing and seeing things that he's not seeing, that his master's not seeing. And it's that extra sense. Dogs have this hypersensitivity to things, and it is known that dogs have that extra sense to see that or sense it. And this movie is all about that. It was creepy. There was one scare. It was like a little bit of a jump scare there that really got me, and I was like, "Oh, that's good. They got me there," which I think was the whole point. Apparently, this house has some kind of spiritual curse on it left over from the grandfather, who must have been having his issues, and the dog is picking up on these signals, and all he wants to do is be loyal to his master and take care of his master and and protect him even. And of course, he doesn't know. This guy doesn't know. And what's cool about this movie is that you don't see his face for the most of the movie. For the majority of the movie, you don't know what he kind of looks like. You just kind of see him mostly from the neck down talking to Indy, and and I was like, and I get it. I get why they did that because they didn't want the audience to start focusing on the person, stay focused on Indy. Indy is the star of the movie. He is the main character. Things tense up until finally at the end it gets to a header where Indy, has to make a decision between survival and the loyalty he has to his master. And can they both work and coincide? You kind of almost see him trying to figure things out and think. You see it in his eyes. But what I found interesting is something that the director of the movie said. The dog is his dog, and he actually had a little clip of how he made the movie with Indy. After the movie was over, after the credits rolled, there was a little footage there of the director explaining how he was able to make the movie. It took over a year to make, and Indy was great, but obviously him being a dog didn't really know what was going on with all the cameras and lights and everything. He doesn't know anything about that. But what he did home in on was the idea that whenever we saw Indy look like he was afraid because he was seeing something like a ghost or a creature or whatever, which happened a few times in this movie. So get ready for that. Get ready to have your wits because it has the dark, it has the scary ambiance of what's that over there in that corner, right? So it does have those elements. And when you see Indy looking, he looks afraid, but he's actually not afraid. We're afraid. We're projecting our anxieties and signals of what we're watching, and we're projecting it onto Indy. And we're like thinking that he's the one really going through the terror of the story, right? When it's actually us, the audience, doing it. And the director did that on purpose, and I say bravo to that, because that is some ideal out of the box movie thinking right there that made this movie a hit. I could see how it even made it to theaters. I'm sure it's won some film festivals too and stuff like that. I'm gonna give Good Boy 3 coffee cups for creativity, for ingenuity, and for showing us how man's best friend is exemplified and shown even under a haunting experience, which I thought was executed very well with the shots, with the scenery, and with even the acting. And I'm not just talking about Indy. I'm talking about the guy who played his master, which I think is the director. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look that up. But I just saw the movie, so I just wanted to like really come here real quick and quickly share with you what this was about. So there you go, Good Boy. Go watch it. It's in limited showings, and it's gonna be on Shutter because I saw the Shutter logo in the beginning. So when it shows up on Shutter, if you don't get a chance to see it in the theater, see it on Shutter. Come back, talk to me, let me know what you think of the first, in my experience at least, of the first doggy horror movie, Good Boy. Go check it out and let me know. This is Ralph Perez, Horror and Coffee. Till next time, happy October, happy Halloween time. Next time, take care.